Welcome back, Outlaws Nation. Outlaws battling Saugerties Stallions here on a cold Monday. It is currently June 15th. Outlaws are 5-5 after starting off 5-3. They've lost 2 straight after dropping one to Mohawk Valley 10-6 the other night, and they lost to Glens Falls. Outlaws look to bounce back into 7-4 defending champ Stallions. Brady McNamee on the mound for the Outlaws. McNamee, after having a great start with a .96 ERA, looks to have another great start. First pitch is in about 15 minutes, so we'll be right back. Braden McNamee on the mound for the Outlaws. Has a .96 ERA and 9 1/3 innings pitched. He's looked dominant all year. Looking to get another stellar start out of himself against a tough team, the Stallions. Saugerties won the East Divisionship and also won the entire league championship, which normally the Answer and Mohawks win. They just get a stacked talent pool. But last year, Saugerties just proved a lot of people wrong and finally beat Goliath. Lead off the top of the first, Jack Bell gets a crack at it, playing right today. He's batting .357 on the season.
At the plate, number 47, Jack Beal.
Bell steps in. We're underway here at Damasky, and McNamee starts off with a fastball for strike one. Saugerties has their own broadcast tonight if you do want to tune into that one instead. Swung on and missed by Bell, and McNamee's already out 0-2. McNamee, foul right back by Bell. McNamee's 0-2. Swung on and nice by Bell, and Bell goes down swinging for a first out.
Now batting number 16.
Brings in Mason Gazaway. Gazaway batting .406 on the year. Inside fastball, ball one. Gazaway, one of the best hitters on the team. But their best hitter batting .579 at the bottom of the lineup, Cooper Schmidt. Mason looking to get the Stallions on base early here. Foul right out towards the clubhouse. Oh, almost got over the roof, did not clear it. Swung on and missed by Gazaway. Heater from McNamee. Count's 2-2. McNamee swung on and missed. Gross slider gets Gazaway to sword. And that is 2 early strikeouts for McNamee. McNamee has just been perfect through 10 innings of work this season. McNamee, slider in there for strike one. Steven Ramirez playing second tonight, batting .294 on the season. Swung on and missed. Oh, heater from McNamee. And McNamee seems to be throwing straight gas tonight. Slider just down for ball one. McNamee's 1-2. He did not go, says first base umpire Penner. Stallions, getting rowdy already. Cowan's 2-2. McNamee up the middle to Stark, who just came in. Great play by Stark, and McNamee's out of the inning with 2 strikeouts. Score remains 0-0. Off the bottom of the first, Augie Maslow playing third tonight. From St. Joe's, batting .350 on the season.
From St. Joseph University, number 46, Augie Maslow.
Augie Maslow, great speed. Come out to lay down a bunt here. Third base, playing way back. High fastball to Maslow. Riley Hoffrichter pitching for the Stallions tonight. He has a 6 ERA on the season, looking to lower that tonight against an Outlaws team that's batting .226 on the year. Fastball in there for strike 1. Hoffrichter right tops out about 90, 91 miles an hour on the fastball. Hoffrichter, curveball fouled out into the Stallions bullpen. Karen's 1-2. Very chilly one here. About 50-something degrees, cloudy. Hoffrichter, fastball, gets him for strike 3, and there's 1 out. Hoffrichter, the fastball around the corner for strike 3. Brings up Chris Florentino. Honestly, after that first at bat, it shocked me that Riley Hoffrichter has a 6 ERA. He throws nothing but gas. That 6 ERA must just be inflated, because he does throw very hard for a 6 ERA guy. Swung on a miss by Florentino. Caron's 0-1. Florentino playing center. Normally always plays center field. Batting .259 on the year. Looking to increase that. Hoffrichter. Fastball in there for strike 2. Umpire seems to be playing on a bit of a delay. So he calls a strike about a second or two after. Riley's 0-2. Fastball high. Straight heaters from Hofrichter. Outlaws looking to snap their 2-game losing streak here. Cowan's 2-2 on Florentino. Hofrichter looking to K Florentino. Swung and missed, and Florentino goes down swinging, and Hofrichter, just like McNamee, has matches his 2 strikeouts. Brings up the Outlaws' best hitter, and Vincent Duffy. Vincent banged 381. Duffy looking to get the Outlaws on the board with the base hit here. High fastball from Hofrichter, and the Cowan's 1-0. High fastball. Cowan's 2-0. Outlaws also chirping back. Love to see it. Love that style of play. Hofrichter looking to get back in the count here. It is 2-0. High fastball, and Hofrichter runs Duffy 3-0. Hofrichter needs a strike here. Does not want to get Vincent Duffy on base. Big Ben Owen Balu up next from LIU. Fastball right down the middle, and that's called strike 1. Solid crowd tonight. Some fans might not just show because it's going to be very freezing later. Riley foul right back, and Cowan's full. Ever starting 3-0. Hofrichter brings it back, full count. Somebody has the sniffles up here. That's how you know it's cold. Hofrichter's 3-2, swung and missing. Hofrichter goes 3 up, 3 down with 3 strikeouts. Count remains score remains 0-0 heading into the top of the second. Top of the second here. Ryan Rescio steps to the plate. I unfortunately do not have any stats on Rescio. It might be his first game. possibly from St. Mary's. Sorry if I'm wrong. Fastball right in there for strike one. McNamee picking up right where he left off. Throwing strikes. McNamee fires there, another fastball. Carolyn's 0-2. And McNamee's only lowered his ERA. He's 0-2. High fastball. Carolyn's 1-2. Sorry, excuse me. University of Richmond, not St. Mary's. Peace down there. What a snag by Maslow. And Penner misses the ball.
That's an error.
Maslow with a great snag, but Penner does not scoop the ball, and Resio reaches on error. And the first base run of the game for the Stallions is on. Brings up Danny Surwike. Sun coming through here, right through the clouds. Right, the infield grass that looks yellow. Fastball just outside for ball one. Resio with a small lead at first. Swung on and missed by Danny, and Carolyn's 1-1.
I said that. I said to my mom, I said.
A few guys might be available tonight. Alex Burciaga from Cobleskill hasn't appeared in an appearance yet.
Maybe mom said something.
McNamee. Fastball just in there for strike one. Just clips the zone. And McNamee looks to be throwing strikes consistently here. You gotta hope McNamee can go far with Hoffricht on the other side. Slider outside for ball two. McNamee doesn't throw too hard, so maybe he can use that to his advantage to throw off the Stallions, who have multiple D1 players on their team. McNamee's 2-2. He's out there to left, and as McNamee play made by Balu. And we'll do a 2-2 again. McNamee waits for Balu to get back in left. And Danny will step in. McNamee fires. Slider just almost clips the zone. Cameron's full. McNamee trying to get out here. Does not want to let two runners get on for the Stallions. Stallions have one of the best team batting averages in the entire PGCBL. Fastball just misses. Another 2-on with no out, and that brings up Nick Krause, the extra hitter, batting .324. McNamee definitely did not want to walk Danny there. Danny's batting .091. Infield will play in for a double play. Foul right back out into the parking lot. Carolyn's 1-0-1. Again, Cross, the extra hitter. Stallions are also batting 10 tonight, as fouled out of play again. Right on the bleachers. McNamee looking to get an out here, much needed out.
And then after that, so after the 3 days, somebody will go
The 0-2. Fastball high from McNamee. Count runs 1-2 on Cross.
No, we don't move. They do it.
Back to my dog, just blowing it up.
Sorry if you heard that vulgar language.
And you could get flopped at like the same time. Like, you could have like
Dancing at second. McNamee. That might fall. Ryan Johnson's under it. Makes a play and muching it out for McNamee. There's one out with 2 base runners.
Now batting number 51, Magnus Krieger.
Brings up the most interesting name I've seen, Magnus Krieger. I honestly love the name. I know Magnus Carlsen, the chess player. Never have ever met another Magnus.
it's just funny.
Krieger batting 0.65 on the season. McNamee fires. Plunks Magnus. Must hurt when it's also cold outside.
Now batting number 10, Cooper Schmidt.
Now the highest batting average on the entire Stallions roster, the catcher Cooper Schmidt, batting .579. Need a double play here desperately to keep the 0-0 score. Fastball in there for strike 1.
Is that, I mean,
Again, McNamee from Texas A&M Texarkana.
but like they know what's happening.
His 0-1. Fastball just inside for ball 1. A little windy here. Wind's blowing in, so the ball will not fly tonight unless somebody gets a real piece of it. Corner's playing in as pieced. That's a double play ball. If Stark can, Wizard does not get it, and the Stallions will plate the first run of the game. It's on a fielder's choice. Cooper Schmidt is an RBI. Runners will be on the corners here with 2 down. And again, the Stallions take a 1-0 lead. Brings up Jaden Hamilton down to $1.74 for the Stallions. Playing third tonight.
It's me and you, because last time when I had the John Rancher bag, I said, where do all the blue ones go? But it's me.
McNamee takes off. Just gonna try it, and Schmidt is in there safely, and that'll be a stolen base. Now runners are on second and third. 2 big ducks in the pond out there for Hamilton. Hamilton takes fastball. Count runs 0-2. Counts 0-2 on Hamilton. McNamee just needs to get out of it. Little chopper to Stark. He's gonna throw a bullet, and he's out. Stark showing off the arm here early. Stallions plate 1, and the Stallions lead 1-0 heading to the bottom of the second inning. Owen Balu leads off the bottom of the second.
You get rid of her one hit that she got.
From LIU, batting .333 on the year. And Balu has had some spectacular plays out there and left. Many diving plays out in failed territory. Great walk-up song. He looks to get things started against Hoffrichter. We went 3 up, 3 down in the first with 3 Ks. Fastball at the top of the zone for strike 1. Hoffrichter from the College of Central Florida. Looking to throw another gem here in the second inning. Hoffrichter fouled by Balu towards the third base box seats. Count on 0-2. As I said, I think Hoffrichter tops out probably 90-91. That fastball. Hoffrichter's 0-2. Slider just at the head of Balu in the count on 1-2. Balu steps back in the back of the plate. Back in the batter's box, excuse me. Balu fouls right. That is heading for my car. Please do not hit my car. I'll be really upset. I actually pray that did not hit my car. I do park over there. Hoffrichter's 1-2. Curveball high. 2-2 is the count. Riley looking to K. Balu here. His offering. Swung on and missed, and 4 batters, 4 strikeouts for Hoffrichter. Hoffrichter, again, it amazes me.
Number 22, PJ Strand.
Peter James Strand, the 4th, looking to step in. Finally figured out his initials of PJ. Didn't know it was Peter James Strand, the 4th. He's a 4th generation. You don't see, wow, fastball above the head. Now it's 1-0. Again, as I said, Hoffrichter's 6 ERA honestly baffles me. His control must just not be there, but it looks to be there tonight. Hoffrichter, fastball just inside. Great spot from Hoffrichter, just did not get the call. Strand batting .280 on the year, the Marist product. Swan does not, might poke up the middle. Great play, and Danny does not make the play. Now be an error on Danny Swarek. The Outlaws have their first base runner of the night. And that brings up Nolan Stark.
Number 2, Nolan Stark.
Nolan just finished a great year at Oneonta High School, posting a .91 ERA. Interesting song choice from him. Nolan attending UNCW in the fall. Fastball in for strike 1 on Stark. Stark's made a few solid plays already in the field. Playing short tonight. High fastball. Caron's 1-1. Few locals might know Nolan Stark. 5-year varsity player. High fastball. Stark runs the count 2-1 on Hoffrichter. Hofrichter checking out Strand at first. Inside, or low, excuse me, for ball 3. Hofrichter, fastball catches the zone for the count on full. Stark thought it was ball 4. First Outlaw at bat. And with what? Hofrichter swung on and fouled back to the catcher. Catcher does not squeeze, so Stark gets second life here. Again, the 3-2 from Hofrichter. Foul right back, right over the beer stand. Again, the 3-2 to Stark. Long wait. High fastball, great at bat from Nolan Stark. His first outlaw at bat, he gets on base. Brings up Matt Mayer, the catcher, batting .286 this summer. Outlaws looking to punish Hofrichter here in the second after walking and the infield committing an error. Infield's going to play back for a double play in the dirt. Great block by Cooper Schmidt. Count runs 1-0. Stark and Strand have a solid lead off first and second. And plunks Matt Mayer, and the bases are now loaded with 1 out. This brings up Colton Penner, the first baseman from Coker. Penner's batting .333 this summer, looking to cash in. There's a mound visit. And the Jeopardy theme song will be played. Now Hofrichter gets in a little bit of trouble, same as McNamee did in the top of the second. Outlaws had a lot of big scorings with bases loaded. Chris Florentino the other night at home hit a bases clearing double to secure an Outlaws win over Mohawk Valley. Penner looking to get a big base hit here. Now the Outlaw umpire comes to take the catcher away from Hofrichter. And Penner from Coker University playing first tonight. Hofrichter, that's fouled out of play. That's gonna go into the parking lot. Again, Hofrichter, after striking out 4 straight, has now let 3 get on base. The 0-1, high at Penner, almost hit him. Would have been the second hit by pitch in a row. The count runs 1-1 on Penner. Venezia, the extra hitter, would be next from St. Joe's if Penner were to reach base. Hofrichter, curveball ball, almost clipped the zone. Again, Hofrichter seems to be losing the control a little bit, much as what I said and why his ERA might be at a 6 for the summer. Hoffrichter. Fastball inside, and now the count is 3-1. Hoffrichter is in danger of walking a runner here, walking a runner to tie the game up. Oh, still only one out here. Bases are loaded. Second baseman, I think, should be playing a little closer to the bag. Oh my, and it hits him, and that will walk in another run. Or sorry, first run of the game for the Outlaws. Second hit by pitch. And now Hoffrichter seems to be losing it here.
St. Joseph's University's number 34, Alex Venezia.
Brings up the extra hitter, Alex Venezia. Hoffrichter having a nightmare inning. After striking out the first four, has just completely lost control of the ball. Curveball outside of Venezia. Another chat by Schmidt with Hoffrichter, trying to get Hoffrichter out of this inning. Again, that's where the Outlaws excel with bases loaded. Exactly what you want to see after the miserable season last year where the Outlaws just kept leaving people on base constantly. Hoffrichter swung on, foul right back into the glove for strike one. Much needed strike for Hoffrichter there. Again, Outlaws making a lot of sounds over there, trying to throw off Riley. It is 1-1. Fastball just clips the zone. Count's 1-2 on Venezia, trying to limit the damage to only one run is Hoffrichter. Stallions already have another righty warming up down in the pen. Potentially coming in for high curveball, potentially coming in for Hoffrichter if he keeps pitching this way. And Stark at third, Mayer at second, Penner at first, Venezia at the plate. 2-2. Called strike three, and all five of Hoffrichter's outs have been strikeouts, which is very strange.
Now batting from St. Paul University, number 8, Ryan Johnston.
This brings up Ryan Johnston, batting .071 on the season. Just not the greatest start from Johnson, the Seton Hall product. Big at bat for him, as Karen's 1-0 on him. Sorry if you hear sniffles. It's very cold outside. Hoffrichter, inside fastball. And again, Hoffrichter seems to have just lost his fastball. Stephen Clark is chirping Hoffrichter. Stephen not playing tonight. Not a sub either. Hoffrichter has popped up on the grass. He made the play. What a great play by Cooper Schmidt to get out of the inning. Outlaws do tie the game up at 1 apiece as we head to the top of the third. Lead off the top of the third here. McNamee's still on the mound. As Aiden Schmidt, the shortstop, his brother batted sixth and had a fielder's choice, but had an RBI. Schmidt batting .346 on the year. McNamee popped up on the infield. Called by Maslow, and Maslow makes the play. And one pitch, one out here in the top of the third. They'll bring up the top of the order, Jack Bell. Jack Bale. Cade his first time up. Playing right tonight. Gross slider from McNamee. Cameron's 0-1. Another gross slider, and it counts 0-2. That is straight filth from McNamee. Again, McNamee gave up a run in the second. Another slider just missed though. Cameron's 1-2 on Bale. Fastball, not get the call. That was just on the corner, but does not get the call. Mayer was about to throw it around the horn. But we'll do 2-2 here. As pieced out there to center, chasing Florentino back. Makes the play out there in center. There are two down here in the top of the third. Great piece from Bale. But again, the wind is blowing in, so the ball's going to die out there. Bring up Mason Gazaway, who also Kate his last time up. Another slider. His slider's just sliders in there for strike one. Slider almost clips the zone. Count on 1-1 on Gazaway. And just next him, Gazaway will reach on base. Multiple hit by pitches tonight. As the fourth batter plunked tonight, and it's only the third inning. Look how Steven Mirez playing second inning, grounded out his first time up. This Gazaway takes the lead off first. That's popped out of play. I'm lucky if they hit my car. I will sue the player. Just kidding. Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully it does not break a windshield out there. That is a hefty. And Gazaway takes off. And he's out. What a throw from Mayer. Great tag from Stark. And now there are 3 outs. The Outlaws look to add another run to take the lead heading into the bottom of the third. pitcher on the mound. Matt Murtaugh plays at Siena.
St. Joseph's University, number 46, Augie Maslow.
Riley Hoffrichter Knight is already over in the third. Hoffrichter gave up a run last inning, plunking a few batters, conceding a run. Murtaugh has a 3.86 ERA on the year. Solid ERA. Fastball in there for strike one. Murtaugh, piece out there by Maslow. Steiner drifts over and makes the play. There's one down here in the bottom of the third. Brings up Chris Florentino. Cade his first time up. One of the more consistent bats in the lineup, and a crisp 259. Murtaugh swung on and fouled back for strike one by Florentino. Again, Murtaugh, the Siena product. Goes pretty hard here. Swung on and way out ahead as Florentino counts 0-2. Florentino just way ahead of two sliders here. Murtaugh's 0-2. A piece down the line, but that'll go foul. Nice little shot by Florentino. Do the 0-2 again. There's an Outlaw fan in the parking lot, just kids standing there. A little weird, you know, the game's in the park, not in the parking lot.
He's waiting for a foul ball.
Oh, 1-0-2, foul right off the arm of Schmidt. Must sting a little bit when it's about 50 degrees here, cloudy. Murtaugh's 1-0-2, swung on and missed. A sword from Murtaugh, and there's one out here. Two down, sorry.
Welcome to the show. Seton Hall University, number Vincent Duffy.
Again, Vince Duffy also went down swinging in the first. Hoffrichter had a great stretch of strikeouts. Had 4 in a row to start the game, then just fizzled out. Fastball in there for strike one on Duffy. And Duffy has the highest batting average on the team. Probably now sitting around 370. Murtaugh does not get the slider call. Count on 1-1. Murtaugh is 1-1. Slider just misses. Count on 2-1 on Duffy. Fastball in there on Duffy, and it counts 2-2. Counts 2-2 on Duffy. Murtaugh, he does not get him to chase. First base umpire says he did not swing, and the count run full on Duffy. The 3-2. Pieced to short. That should be a nice, easy play. There are 3 down. Bottom of the third. Head to the top of the fourth. Still at a 1-1 score.
Plate number 11, Steven Ramirez.
Steven Ramirez back up for the Stallions. He'll get another plate appearance after Gasaway was caught stealing by Matt Mayer in the bottom of the third, or top of the third. Counts 1-0 on Ramirez. Pieced out there. Chasing. He's going to at least get a triple out of that. And sliding triple for the Stallions here in the top of the fourth. Great swing by Ramirez. Brings up Ryan Riccio, who reached on air his last time up. Infield's going to play a little bit in. Fastball at the head of Riccio. Fastball just high, and the count on 2-0 on Ryan. Getting back to me. So you have to go for an earned run. That run back in the second was unearned. Great stop by Mayer to protect that run, and count runs 3-0. McNamee hopes that run does not cross the plate. That's 90 feet away. McNamee's 3-0. Swung on and foul right back to the netting. Interesting to see Ryan Riccio getting the green light there. Braden's 3-1. A piece out there into right. Johnston, great play out. And that's going to keep the runner at third. That's going to bring up Sherwack.
Number 45, Andy Sherwack.
Sherwack reached by base on balls in the second inning. Counts 1-0 on Surwich. Slider does go up the zone. Sorry, the umpire is like playing on like 100 ping and just delaying the strike call. McNamee's 1-1. Foul right back right into the parking lot. Carolyn's 1-2. Again, McNamee just trying not to get this runner across. That's Surwick's goal. And that's a great play by McNamee, and that is 2 outs. What a jumping grab, and now they're 2 down here. McNamee just needs one more out. Nick Kroos. We see Kroos flew out his first time up. He's the extra hitter tonight. McNamee swung on and missed by Kroos, and the count is 0-1. McNamee, after letting up the leadoff triple, has looked sharp. Fastball in there 0-2, and now McNamee's only 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. Comes McNamee's 0-2. Foul right out into the parking lot, or creek, whatever you want to call it. That is into the creek. Bless you in the press booth. McNamee, foul right back in the netting. Count on Maine 0-2.
Oh,
Again, McNamee trying to get out of this inning unscathed. Is firing. Swung on and missed. What a huge strikeout after letting up the leadoff triple. And the Outlaws keep the score at 1-1. McNamee's fired up, and the whole Outlaws are fired up, looking to take the lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Owen Balu steps up for the Laws here. Balu went down looking. Balu looking to get on base against Murtaugh. Murtaugh, awkward swing from Balu. The count is 0-1. Sorry, a bug just hit me right in the face. And there's a slider in the dirt. I don't know what that was. Count's 1-1. Thought it stung me. Murtaugh's 1-1. Fouled right into the plate by Balu. Down 1-2. Again, Outlaws looking to get the lead here from McNamee after having a clutch inning in the top of the fourth. Murtaugh with the big grunt. Big grunt from Murtaugh. Count on 2-2. Again, Murtaugh's 2-2. Foul right to first, and we'll do the 2-2 again. Again, this lower half of the order did plate the Outlaws' first run. Excuse me, middle half of the order. Again, Murtaugh's 2-2. Chopper to first, and that's going to go foul. Again, Outlaws having a lot of great at-bats here. Obviously why they got Hofrichter out of the game early. Balu goes down swinging for the second time tonight. Outlaws have already struck out. Outlaws have struck out 7 times tonight already. Very uncharacteristic from them this season, as they are not a big strikeout team. PJ Strand's last time up, he reached on error. A chopper to third. Great play. Great scoop by Danny Swarrick, and 2 quick outs. This brings up Nolan Stark.
Now batting from UNC Wilmington, number 2, Nolan Stark.
Stark back up. Strand gives Stark a little bit of advice. Stark reached on his first ever Outlaws at bat with walking. Murtaugh, fastball outside, and Stark takes ball. Again, Murtaugh's 1-0. Early from Stark, fouling it right back into his calf. Count on 1-1. Again, Stark looking to get on for the second time tonight. Stark. Fastball in there for strike 2. A little grunt from Murtaugh. Again, Nolan finished a great season at Oneonta, pitching and hitting multiple home runs. Swung on and missed by Stark, and Murtaugh is out of the inning with 2 strikeouts. And the score will remain 1-1 heading to the top of the 5th. Back here in the top of the 5th. Sorry if you hear some loud breathing, just had to run to the bathroom. Feels like it's a mile away. Brings up Magnus Krieger. Hit by pitch his last time up. Fouled out of play for Magnus, and Magny staying out where he was with this electric fastball.
He only cried in the middle of the game, Erickson.
Really?
There's Peace out there to left, and Balu camps under it. That is 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Brings up the hot hitter Cooper Schmidt playing catcher tonight. Last him up, reached on a fielder's choice, but did have an RBI. Fastball in there for McNamee. McNamee turning on another great start here. Keymark certainly has to be pleasantly surprised from McNamee. That is giving me a base hit out there to center.
Now batting number 18, Jaden Hamilton.
Cooper Schmidt's on for his second time tonight. That brings up Jaden Hamilton. I unfortunately do not know what he did his first time up. I do not have it written down, so I cannot tell you. Back to me gets the sign. He fires. Slider almost gets him to bite, but does not. The count on 1-0 on Jaden Hamilton, the third baseman. Back to me. Fastball in the dirt. Count's 2-0. Mayer's gonna have a little chat with McNamee. Chat is done with Mayer and McNamee. Seeing how they're going to play the rest of this inning. McNamee plunks Hamilton. Now there's two Laws warming up the pen. One of them is Alex Burciaga. I cannot tell who the other one is down there. Two on here for the Stallions here. McNamee takes time, and now Burciaga and Cienko warming up down in the pen. Burciaga is yet to appear and sing with Cienko, but it's less likely Cienko will enter. There's piece out there to the left by Schmidt. Balu not going to tag, and McNamee gets a much needed out here after allowing two straight base runners. Now they're two down. Brings up Jack Bale.
Now batting number 47, Jack Bale.
Jack Bale has struck out and lined out.
Yeah, but there's already 2 people on base. I messed that.
Outlaws still hitless, although have a run on the board. McNamee, slider in the dirt, and gets Bale to chase. Count is 0-1. McNamee, ball. Counts 1-1 on Bale. Slider, there, strike two, and McNamee looks to finish his 5th inning of work here. Turn in a quality start. And McNamee's 1-2. Slider in the dirt, and he's going to take off. Maslow, great scoop to prevent that run from getting by and scoring possibly. Turns 2-2 on Bale. McNamee Chopper to Stark. Great pull off the bag, but Penner makes up for it. I'm sorry the video was out. I don't know why. But score is 1-1 still, heading to the bottom of the 5th. Matt Mayer, who is off the bottom of the 5th, playing catcher tonight. Mayer was plunked by Hoffrichter back in the 2nd inning. Murtaugh still on the mound. Pieced up the middle. Great swing by Mayer. Mayer stays hot. The first baseman, Colin Penner, is now up. Wearing 15. Penner was also plunked last at bat. Murtaugh fouled out of play. Right into the Stallions bullpen. Murtaugh is 0-1. That's a double play ball. Great play from the shortstop, Aiden Schmidt, and gets the double play. Now that immediately wipes off the single from Mayer. Now Venezia, who struck out looking his first at bat. Murtaugh starting there for strike 1. And both sides of pitching have just been honestly excellent tonight. Murtaugh, another high slider for ball 1. Murtaugh's 1-1. Nazia from St. Joe's. Unfortunately, do not have stats on him. That's Peace out there in the left, skied. Magnus creeps under it, and that will be the end of the inning. Murtaugh gets out of a leadoff single The score remained 1-1 heading to the top of the 6th. Mason Gazaway leading off.
Mason Gazaway.
Outside slider for ball 1 on Gazaway. McNamee off for his 6th inning of work. Only have conceded 2 hits and 1 unearned run. Nice piece out there. That might be gone. Outlaws off the wall. Definitely a triple here. Another leadoff triple for the Stallions. Great swing by Gazaway.
At the plate, number 11, Steven Ramirez.
Gotta think McNamee's leash is short now. That piece out there, almost off the light. Counts 0-1. Inside fastball call for strike 2. Ramirez did not like that one. McNamee's 0-2. Oh, just over the glove of Penner, and that's going to be a RBI single. And the Stallions take a 2-1 here in the top of the 6th off McNamee.
Batting number 12, Ryan Recio.
Still no out here. As ball 1 to Ryan Recio. Fastball just at the letters for ball 2. McNamee seems to be losing it here in the top of the 6th, and Mayer will have a chat, bring the whole infield in. McNamee, his 2-0. That's decent start. Don't know. He could have definitely put out the glove there and made a play. I don't know what he just did right there. That's going to be the third straight hit.
And Dr.
Dr. Becker?
Keaton staring down Burciaga. And he's going to go to Burciaga as McNamee's night is finished at just 5+ innings.
Good job, good job.
Only conceding one earned run, but is responsible for the 2 runs on base. We'll be back after this. We're back. Alex Burciaga taking the mound for the first time this summer. He's been on an internship, is why he's not reported to the Outlaws.
Plate number 45, Danny Sherrick.
Burciaga, fan favorite. Had a 4.91 ERA last season. Outlaws best, which is very surprising and not great to hear, as you want your best to be somewhere in the 2s or 3 area. That's ball 1. Burciaga from Cobleskill. Popped up. Now it's going to be out of play near the concessions.
Watch out!
Almost. He just took a fastball right to the chest on a bounce. That had to hurt. Some people up here think it's funny, although it's not really. Again, Burciaga's first appearance this year as an Outlaw. Wearing the number 50. It's fouled out right towards the office. Another car possibly hit, maybe the bus. Stallions, other than some other teams that just came in cars, Stallions do take a bus. I believe the Outlaws do take a bus as well. Burciaga's hold is 1-2. Slider in the dirt, and that will run the count 2-2. Burciaga trying to keep this a 1-run game heading into the bottom of the 6th. Last 3 innings have gone very fast. Alex's 2-2. Fastball almost clips the zone just below the knees. The count runs full, still no outs. Alex looking for a big punch out or a double play here, with Stark and Johnston playing up the middle. Murciaga, fastball low, and the bases are loaded with 0 outs here. Not ideal for Alex's first appearance. Alex had many great outings last year, especially against Amsterdam. He threw about 5 innings of 1-run ball up there, which is very hard to do against a whole team of Division I players. Brings up Nick Cross, who flew out his last time. Curveball just misses, and the count's 1-0. Burciaga swung on and missed. Great fastball from Burciaga. Again, Burciaga just looking to concede just 1 run here or none. Any more than that's kind of just a little disheartening, as the Outlaws have only had 1 base hit tonight. And that was immediately erased by a double play from Colin Penner. Burce swung on and missed. Another great fastball. Murciaga tuned up the fastball on that one. Counts now 1-2 on Nick Cross, the extra hitter. No action out in the. Again, no action out in the Stallions bullpen, as Matt Martaw has been a stud tonight for the Stallions, not conceding any runs, only 1 hit. Burciaga just looking for his first out. Fastball in there, strike 3 looking. That's a huge out. Now a double play could end the inning with only 1 run given up. Magnus was hit by a pitch already. Again, batting .065, a ugly number, and that is a curveball in there for strike 1. Alex last year thrived off the clutchness, as he looks to do it here in the top of the 6th. Fastball high to Krieger. Carolyn's 1-1. Biggest spot for the Stallions tonight, also biggest spot for the Outlaws to get out of this. It's a major inning right here. Murciaga has swung on and tipped. Carolyn's 1-2. Just Nick, Matt Mayer. Burciaga looking to either get a double play or a strikeout here. This counts 1-2 on Magnus. That's a liner, just foul. Out of at least scored 2. Count remain 1-2. Burciaga's 1-2. Fastball in there, strike 3. Another strikeout looking, and Burciaga is 1 out away from getting out of this bases loaded jam. But this does bring up the Stallions' biggest hitter, Cooper Schmidt, the catcher. Again, got on bases last time up with a single. Probably almost batting north of 600 which would be almost league leading best behind Joe Crenshaw. Ursiaga in there for strike one. This would be a waste, not a waste of an inning for the Stallions, but leaving 3 runners on base would be very crucial. Ursiaga's 0-1. Fastball just outside. Does not get Schmidt to chase on the counter on 1-1. Ursiaga steps off. Alex is 1-1. Change up just low and the count on 2-1. Alex does not want to walk in a runner. I mean, obviously, I don't know why I said that. That runner would score if he is walked though. And that wind is making this game very cold. That is pieced and great play by Johnston. Ursiaga gets out of the bases loaded, no out jam. That's got to be very inspiring for this Outlaws lineup. That was a rocket from Cooper Schmidt right to Ryan Johnston, who had to catch it right on his butt. And the Outlaws keep it to a 2-1 Stallions lead. Ryan Johnston, after making the nice play to end the inning.
First, number 8, Ryan Johnston.
And Ryan Johnston has not reached on base tonight. His second time up. Ball high. Matt Murtaugh still in the game for the Stallions. He's honestly throwing a straight gem. Stallions are playing hacky sack out there in the bullpen. And that's a fastball above Johnston's head. Fastball from Murtaugh, great way to bounce back after almost plunking Johnston in the head. Again, McNamee's done after 5. Only 1 earned run given up. Swung on a miss, great slider from Johnston. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout from Matt Murtaugh.
From St. Joseph University, number 46, Augie Maslow.
Augie Maslow steps up. Maslow grounded out his last time up. Stallions have someone stretching down there. Potentially. Little chopper, Maslow. Good stretch, nice throw by Aiden Schmidt. There are 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. That is Alex Slater out there. Warming up for the Stallions. Alex has an 8.1 ERA in the season. Could potentially look to lower that against this not so well-rounded hitting team of the Outlaws, batting around 220 for the team average, which is near the bottom of the whole PGCBL. A lot of action for Aiden Schmidt out there. That is a quick inning, and that is just Matt Murtaugh has been straight nails from. The score remains 2-1 Stallions.
Number 18, Jaden Hamilton.
Jaden Hamilton up for the 3rd time tonight. Alex Burciaga still on the mound.
They're actually like that.
Slow slider not called for a strike. The count on 1-0. I thought that one must have clipped the zone, but umpire says no.
He just like kept talking at me. And he looked at the number and I was like,
Fastball just inside. Darn's 2-0 on Hamilton. Swung on and foul tipped right into the glove of Mayer. Burciaga just missed again, that same exact spot. Burciaga walks Hamilton. Not ideally walking the guy that's batting 174 to bring up Aiden Schmidt, who's batting 346. Murciaga is 0-0. And has popped up on the infield. Stark calling it. Makes the nice grab, and there's one down here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting number 47, Jack Bill.
Brings up the top of the order. Jack Bale steps in for the 4th time tonight. Bale again looking to increase the Stallions' lead. Murciaga with a close throw. He got him! Murciaga with a crazy throw over. First base umpire, very hesitant at first, but then called it. And now there are 2 down here. Counts 0-1.
I refuse to give you
Curveball just missed by Murciaga. Counts 1-1. Murciaga does not get Bale to chase. Counts going 2-1. Murciaga has one of the best pickoff moves I've ever seen. That honestly in Hamilton was barely leading off. Swung on and missed. Murciaga is 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Laws just need to do something offensively. They only have 1 hit on the night. There's 7 innings. Murciaga, nice foul. Penner might have a chance. Not gonna make the play. And we'll do the 2-2 once again. Honestly, the Outlaws have been playing good baseball, even though they're 5-5. They've kept it close with a few of the top teams, which last year just was not the case until the end of the season. Murciaga swung on and missed, and that's a sword from Murciaga. Another flawless, great inning.
7th inning stretch.
And Murciaga keeps the Stallions only up 1 run. The score remains 2-1 heading to the bottom of the 7th as we stretch here at Damashki. Vince Duffy steps up.
All University number 10, Vince Duffy.
Duffy grounded out, has grounded out and struck out tonight. Called strike one. Alex Slater, chopper could potentially fall. Does not. Great play by Schmidt. There's one quick out.
Now batting for Long Island University number 47, Owen Ballou.
Owen Ballou has struck out twice tonight. Again, Alex Slater has a 8.10 ERA this summer. Plays at SUNY Cobleskill. Plays with Burciaga and Tyler Cienko. Inside to Ballou, and the count is 1-0. Slater, fastball in there for strike one. The umpire, again, just giving another delayed strike, 100 ping. Slater looking to get a clean inning here. Keep the Stallions lead. Big swing and a miss at a slider. Count 1-2. Slater, slider in there, and Ballou does not like that one. Another strikeout for Ballou.
Number 22, DJ Strand.
Another strikeout from Ballou, although this time it is looking. Now this brings up PJ Strand, who has reached on air and grounded out tonight. Strand looking to get the Outlaws their second hit of the night. Outlaws have been gifted gems from Braden McNamee and Alex Burciaga here, keeping them in the game, although only scoring one run and one hit. Slater fouled off by Strand. Counts the 0-2 on Strand. Peter James Strand the fourth. Fastball high. Count is 1-2. Strand has potential to pull one out of the park here. Has a little changeup in the dirt, and the count is 2-2. Count's about to hit 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anybody watching the Pacific, 6 p.m. Slater, piece out there. That's gonna get down for a base hit for Peter James Strand the fourth. And that is the Outlaws' second hit in the night. As now this brings up the Oneonta product, Nolan Stark. Big at bat for him here. Honestly, huge at bat for Stark here. Stark hit 5 home runs this year and batted around 440 for Oneonta High School. They lost in the semis. Fastball low. Stark just lofts one. That might get down. That's gonna fall. Nolan Stark has a base, his first base hit as a Oneonta Outlaw. Stark's on for his second time tonight. Now, runners on the corners. And Carolyn's 1-0 on Mayer. It's a huge runner out there at third. So. Counts 2-0 on Mayer. Slater, fastball in there for a strike, another delayed call by the umpire. Counts 2-1 on Mayer. And Stark takes off. Stark's gonna be there safe, and now there's runners at second and third. A base hit would score 2 and take the lead. Counts 3-1. This is a big at bat. Mayer has been clutch all season, batting around 280. It's curveball, and Mayer threw the bat, thinking that was ball 4. Now count will go full. Now Slater has the potential to get out of the inning. Slater's 3-2. Has popped up. And he's going to catch, and the inning is over. Outlaws strand 2. And Slater gets out of the jam. Score remain 2-1. Is fastball in there for counts 2-2. Burciaga throwing heat. Burciaga steps off. It is 2-2. Curveball in the dirt. Count's gonna run full. That's pieced out there. Balu chasing him back. Nice running play from Owen Balu. Another great play. Steven Ramirez, who also tripled in this game. Fastball in there for strike one. Sorry if you heard that. We try to keep this family friendly up here. Count runs 0-2. Burciaga looking to finish another flawless inning. Burciaga just misses that one. Burciaga's 1-2. Fastball down. Burciaga's 2-2. Curveball in there, not strike three. Count's full after starting 0-2 on Ramirez. Burciaga fires, curveball down in the dirt, and Ramirez battles back for a walk here in the top of the 8th. Great at bat from Steven Ramirez there. Ryan Resio up. Just low from Burciaga. Burciaga might want to try his elite pickoff move, trying to get Ramirez, as that's a very short lead from Ramirez. And still, that's really close, even for how much Burciaga, or not Burciaga, excuse me, Steven Ramirez is taking off. His throw, fastball in there for strike one. Burciaga had a bit of an inflated ERA at Cobleskill this year. Burciaga fires, fastball in there, right just below the knees. The count's 1-2. Burciaga, that's lifted out there. Duffy might have a play, not gonna have one. And count remain 1-2. Burciaga fires and start. Makes, I don't know what we're going to give that. Base hit. Oh, he's 6. That was a little bouncer.
At the plate, number 45, Danny Shurek.
Danny Shwarek has had a great night so far. Getting on base twice, increasing that average as he desirably tries to get up. Burciaga just misses with the fastball. Count run 1-0. Burciaga is fire. Curveball just misses. Mayer trying to frame it. Potentially Asa Dugan warming up in the Laws pen. Trying to come in after Burciaga. Curveball in the dirt. Mayer not going to have a play. Now there's one out with runners on second and third. Burciaga might just want to walk Sawarek. Just had the double play in line. That would bring up Nick Kraus. Or Kroos. Sorry if I mispronounce any names. That's pieced out there, and that's going to at least score a run. And the Stallions now take a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 8th.
Now batting number 17, Nick Kraus.
Nick Kraus steps in trying to deliver for the Stallions, give the Stallions a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 8th. Curveball just missed. Fastball in there. Johnston makes a play, and the Stallions score another run, and the score goes 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Colin Penner up for the Outlaws, trying to make some sort of comeback. Outlaws down 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Penner got hit by a pitch and grounded into a double play today. Very loud strike call from Blue. Penner looking to make the Outlaws come back. Nice piece to Aiden Schmidt. It was a nice glove out there. Great play. 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Alex Venezia from St. Joe's. Who struck out looking his last time. Oh, backwards K. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put the Stallions run on the board. They are up 3-1. Slater, curveball just above the head of Venezia, and the count's 1-0. Slater has a broken bat. Schmidt. That's a great play from Aiden Schmidt, who's just made a lot of nice plays tonight at short, keeping a lot of base runners off the base path. And that also broke the bat. Ryan Johnston up for the Laws here. The only there's a big bonus as the top of the 9th could potentially have the top, will have the top of the order unless they have a comeback here in the 8th. Slater, curveball in there. Slater has looked pretty dominant here in his 1 2/3 innings. Johnson struck out. That's a curveball on the outer corner for strike 2. Slater is 0-2. Curveball in there, and Johnson gets frozen up. It's awesome. Alex Slater throwing a 2-inning gem. The Outlaws still down 3-1 as we head to the top of the 9th. Head to the top of the 9th. Burciaga still out on the mound. We have a sub, or no, we do not. Magnus Krieger is still in the game.
Magnus Krieger.
Burciaga looking to get his 4th inning of work. Foul right back. For strike 1. It is a school night. A lot of kids still here. School's out in about about a week and a half, actually. More fans probably come to the ballpark when it is summer, or not summer, school ends. Bursiaga had 0-2 on Magnus. His 0-2. Old chopper to Nolan.
Throwing.
Nolan, another error.
Now batting number 10, Cooper Schmidt.
Bruce Missler warming up down in the bullpen. Cooper Schmidt up.
It's okay. You give next time, Franklin.
As peace out there on Baloo. Drifts over. There's one down here in the top of the ninth. Brings up Gene Hamilton, third baseman. Jane Hamilton takes slider for strike one. Bursiaga, Mayer checks over at first. That'll be ball one. Counts 1-1 on Jaden Hamilton. He's out there. Duffy's got to make a long run in. Does not make the play. Duffy does get it in fast. Nice attempt by Duffy.
I did it.
Now batting number 20, Aiden Schmidt.
Aiden Schmidt, who's made spectacular plays in the field, has honestly kept the Stallions out in front. As now there are ducks on the pond to increase their lead. Swung on and missed by Schmidt. Count go 0-1. And McNamee had a quality start, going 5 innings, striking out a few. And Bursiaga's picked up the load after, only conceding 1 run. McNamee also conceived a run. Then in the bottom of the second, Riley Hoffrichter, gave up a run after plunking a few batters. And that's pretty much been the whole story of the night. Outlaws making a few key errors. And the Outlaws is not putting together any great offense here tonight. Outlaws would, if the Outlaws do lose, they would fall to under 500 for the first time this season. Still in a playoff spot, just the last one. The playoff race will be close this year, not like how it was last year. Now the 3 teams at the bottom were just completely out of it, including the Outlaws. Count on 2-1 on Schmidt. And the Outlaws were out of the race by a little bit after the 4th of July. Eliminated first, and then Glens Falls followed. I believe Utica followed after that. Counts 3-1 on Schmidt. Burciaga looking a little less here. Looks like Bruce Missler might get the call to come in. Burciaga owes in a fastball there. Cowan's full. Burciaga needs a much needed out here as he stares Mayer. Getting the sign. Is firing. And that's gonna be a nice diving play by Duffy. And Duffy gets Burciaga a much needed out. And that's gonna bring the top of the order up back to Jack Bale. Jack Bale's let off tonight. And that takes off great. And he is going to score on an error by Augie Maslow. Now the Stallions have a 4-1 lead here in the 9th. Just a not so smart throw by Mayer. Should have just let Burciaga try to finish it, but not going to be the case here. High fastball. Curveball sails out for ball 2. Fastball in there. Ump almost just called strike 3. Wasn't aware of the count. Umpire must have thought he called the strike earlier in the count. Burst trying to get out of this with only 1 run given up. Curveball in there, strike 3. The Outlaws look to have a major comeback against the Saugerties Stallions, defending champs, as they are down 4-1. Augie Maslow leads off. Outlaws have the top of the order up here. Looking at a clutch comeback. Outlaws didn't have a singular they have a singular walk-off win last year. Might have had one the year before. I was not working here, so I cannot tell you. Slater. Count runs 1-1. Slater's looked dominant tonight after having an 8-1 ERA. Flag on the Stallions' pen. Fastball in there, nice heater. Count runs 1-2. Outlaws just look, they seem afraid to swing the bat tonight. Curveball just in. Now the plate for ball 2. What? Slater. Fastball in there for ball 3. Thought that was strike 3. Slater, ugly swing from Maslow. Team has just looked disoriented all night long. It's just a little frustrating. The Outlaws, when they pitch, they hit. When they hit, they don't pitch. They don't throw well. It's just been the story all season. First Florentino's up for the Outlaws here in the bottom of the 9th, 1 out. Curveball in there. And Slater has thrown curveball first pitch almost every single at bat. Outlaws just seem to have not caught on. Slater fires, fastball just outside for ball 2. Slater throws in a fastball, and guys just haven't been swinging the bat. Slater, piece right at Slater. Gotta see if Slater might be all right. It's like a liner right off the calf. Hopefully Slater's all right. He seems to be all right walking around. He seems to be all right. He's smiling. The Outlaws are down their final out here in the bottom of the 9th, down 3. That'll bring up Vincent Duffy, who made a great diving play in the outfield last inning. Fastball in there for ball 1. Outlaws chirping the Saugerties pitchers, although we currently have more errors than hits right now. Slater, curveball in there just next to the zone. Counts 1-1 on Duffy. Slater, curveball high. Counts 2-1 on Duffy. Slater, fastball outside. Count is 3-1. Outlaws just need any base runner they possibly can. They have a few big bats coming up. Owen Ballou and PJ Strand, who could definitely pull one out of the park if it's necessary. Slater. Fastball outside, and that is a walk. The Outlaws have some life here.
Now batting from Long Island University, number 47, Owen Ballou.
Owen Ballou will step up. Runner on first. He has struck out 3 times tonight. He does now want the golden sombrero, striking out 4 times. Nobody really wants that. Fastball high. And the Outlaws have some life here. PJ Strand could knock one out of the park if it's doable. The wind is not going anymore. Slater. Here's 1-0. Swung on and fouled right back to the netting by Ballou. The count on 1-1. Slater. It's 1-1. Foul right back, and the Outlaws are down their final strike here. Outlaws look to prevent from a 3-game losing streak. Slater checks Duffy. It is firing. Inside, and Duffy will advance on the pass ball. Duffy, runner in scoring position. If Ballou were to get on, PJ Strand would be the tying run. Almost hit Ballou. If I was Ballou, I would have let that hit me. Ballou, high fastball. Count's now full. Ballou looking to get on base here. Slater, full count, looking to get Ballou out and win the game for the Stallions. Is firing. Curveball high, and Ballou is on base. And PJ Strand is the tying run coming to the plate.
Now batting from Mary's University, number 22, PJ Strand.
PJ Strand has a big opportunity. If he puts one over the fence, the game will be tied. Outlaws did hit a home run the other night. Colin Penner is chopped, and count runs 0-1. Strand looking to keep the inning going. Slater, he fires. Curveball high. The 1-1. Strand takes outside fastball. And again, the Outlaws have life here. PB&J Strand the 4th. That's going to be up the middle, and that's going to score a run. Owen Balu running the 3rd, and Nolan Starr comes up. Potentially could score PJ Strand. This game is far from over.
At the plate, for UNCW number 2, Nolan Stark.
Nolan Stark has a big opportunity here, and head coach is going to take out Slater. Nolan has a really big opportunity here to push this to extras. If Nolan were to score PJ Strand. Ryder Hirchenroder on for the Stallions. Nolan Stark,
UNCW number 2,
the hometown kid, has
Stark.
a possibility to end this game off one swing. Sorry if my voice is shivering. It is freezing here at Damaschke Field. Nolan swinging a miss. Swinging foul back right to the netting. Counting 0-1. Outlaws showing fight here in the 9th. Already played 1. High fastball. Counts 1-1. If Stark were to get on, Mayer would be next. Hirchenroder foul right out to the clubhouse. And the Outlaws again are down to their final strike. It all relies on a high school senior, Nolan Stark. Inside, and Carolyn's 2-2. Ryder looking to get a save here. A 1-out save. Ryder's firing. High fastball. Nolan showing with a great at-bat. Big league at-bat right there. Big league take.
I hope he
Ryder fires inside, and Nolan Stark is on base, and the bases are now loaded. The tying runs at second base.
Number 17, Matthew Mayer.
Bases are loaded for Matt Mayer with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. The game-winning run is on first. Nolan is very fast, so something in the gap will 100% score. Matt Mayer has singled and was hit by a pitch, and that's called strike 1. Outlaws do have 2 home runs on the season, one from Blake Fortunato and Colin Penner. And that might get down. That's what a diving play, and the game is over. Great play from Mason Gazaway, and the Outlaws comeback comes to an end. Thought Matt Mayer had it down. That is an unfortunate loss as the Stallions moved to 8-4 and the Outlaws moved to 5-6. The Outlaws are back at home on Wednesday against Mohawk Valley. We'll see you later.